Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creation. Welcome back, not to the Dragon's Den, but to the library. I'm still at Nikki's. He's doing much better since his surgery. Still not able to drive yet, so I'm here until he can. Someone asked me where, she says she doesn't get a lot of mail, so how can she build up her stash of stamps, like postage stamps? Because I know I got, I started collecting mine just off of the mail I would get, and I didn't get much either. So, see, who was it? Then I had bought something from Pam at the Paper Outpost, and there were stamps in there. And then Nikki went to Hobby Lobby one time, and they had these bags of stamps. Usually they're 300, they're like $9.99, but there's U.S. stamps and world stamps. So he ended up getting me one of each. So yeah, I had bukus of stamps. But we were in Hobby Lobby the other day, and he found a collection that I don't have yet. Or at least, say, an envelope he hadn't bought for me yet. And this is a good way to start. If you don't have access to stamps, you don't get enough mail, or you get mail, but it's like junk mail and there's no stamps on it. That seems to be the norm these days. But Hobby Lobby, you can get these there. Books A Million used to sell them. I don't know if Barnes & Noble does. But I had gotten them both, at Books A Millions and Hobby Lobby. But what's in these? Yes, I've already opened them because I had to go through and look. There are a ton of stamps. One thing I noticed, I got this thing here, and it's a replica, it's a facsimile of stamps. But with that, I can put that through the printer. And if you read your directions on your printers, you can find out how to make things smaller or make things bigger. So that would be good. I could, make them nice and big. They could be almost like tags, inserts. But now this one here said that it had an 1892 cent. And what you'll find if they do have something like that, it'll be like a little glassine bag here. But actually, as I was looking through, I found another one. So I've actually got two of them. And some of these, some of the stamps in here, some you will find that, let's see, these are all unsorted United States stamps. And a lot of them will be on where they were stuck on things. And there'll be two types of stamps. We have the ones like these that are the peel and stick, the ones that everybody's using nowadays. And while these are good, if you can get an older stamp, now this is a 4-cent stamp. This is the one I call lick and stick, because you have to lick them, you have to lick them or run them across a sponge to stick them on. And with these, all you have to do is set them in some warm water, and the sticky stuff, the adhesion, the glue, will dissolve and they will separate on their own. With the peel and stick though, you've actually got to sit here and try your best to peel these up without tearing them. Or you can simply tear along the sides and get them all off. Either way. But you'll find you'll have some, there's like a Valentine's. There's a love one. I've got one with a, what is it? Save Vanishing Species. It's a tiger on that one. We have our usual flag stamps. Then you'll come across, like I said, older ones. See, that's 4 cent. Here goes there's another 2 cent. So that's even a bigger one. But they're all different kinds that you'll find in here. And like I said, the older ones, this is great for starting off. There's a 1.5 cent stamp. I'd never seen one of those before. See, there's another 2 cent stamp. Excuse me. So you'll have some that will be, that's Christmas. These are older ones. These are newer ones. And you just go through them and pick out, like these here, the ones that I think did not have the paper backing on them. And these are the older, what I call the lick and stick. You can still see some of the sticky stuff on the back. But there are so many in here. And what I used to do is, I used to take the bed of my printer, you know, you lift the lid, and I would take some of these and just put them face down on my printer. You know, the ones that I like, that I wanted duplicates of, because I want to use them in more than one space. And if you're using them for your craft purposes, then there may be something, may not be able to do this, but when I asked the lady behind the counter at the post office about this, she said, as long as they're canceled and you're just using them for craft purposes, she said you can copy them. So see, there's a 6 cent stamp. I mean, these would be great on, that could be 4th of July. Think of all the postcards you could put these on, you know, and or use them on your pages. And all of this, now this one here usually sells for $6.99, but we got it on sale at Hobby Lobby for $3.99 this time. And even off the cover, you could cut this one out, you could cut this one out, cut this one out, yeah, and use them. You can, like that one there, cut them out, use them on collages. They're really great. But this is one of the ways that I started getting my stamps. So, and then I had friends that, there was one gentleman that I know that lives in the Netherlands, and he would collect stamps. So I started, which was the main reason why I would make copies, because I would play with the copies and send him all the originals. So, and then when the war over, he moved to the Ukraine, I think it was, but when the war started over there, he lost everything because his house got bombed, and they were able to leave with just the clothes on their back. And then when I heard from him again, of course, I went through, and by then I had collected a few more of the packages, and I went through and sent him, I picked out the few that I wanted, the really old ones, made copies of them and sent him everything so he could restart again. But yeah, these are one of the ways, if you do not get a lot of mail, that you can have a stamp assortment. And this one normally, like I said, is $6.99. And for that price, getting 150, it's really not bad. And if you wanted to go with the full 300, instead of the US 300, I would go with the worldwide 300, because you get a lot of the ones from different countries. You get old ones, you get new ones. There's a nice variety in that one, and that's $9.99. So at least that's the price they are at Hobby Lobby. So just thought I would come on because someone asked, and I wanted to answer the question, and hopefully, you know, it answers some questions for the rest of you. I'll be here for, until they say Nikki can drive again, which he started rehab today, and he goes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So hopefully they'll get him back to going. It's just that after open heart surgery, you can't lift your arms. So now he's having trouble getting his arms up. So, but they will work with him and get him back on the right track, back to work, back driving, and I will get back to the Dragon's Den. So until next time, everybody, bye guys.